What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Littleroot Lettering. Today I am here and I'm bringing you a weird little team that I put together today. Um, I don't really know if it's any good or not, but we're going to have some fun and play with it. I had the idea the other day to try and make a pledge team. That being a team that's based solely around Grass Pledge, Fire Pledge, Water Pledge, and the little interactions that they have together. And this is kind of what I put together. So you have, the interactions are Fire Pledge with Water Pledge will create a rainbow, which doubles the chance of secondary effects. It's probably the weakest of all of them, but we have a couple of abusers of that being Empoleon with Flash Cannon and Ice Beam to double the opportunity for special defense drops and freezes. We have Tornadus with Bleak Wind Storm to double the chances of, double speed drops across the board. And then we also have this Basculegion here with Crunch, allowing it to potentially get some defense drops if, that's something we want to do. Grass Pledge and Fire Pledge together will create a similar to Gmax Wildfire from Charizard, Gmax Charizard, to where it's going to take 1/8 of damage from that Pokemon every single turn. That's a fun little thing. We're going to be using Sceptile with Infernape to try and set those together. Infernape with Empoleon to do the others. And Empoleon and Sceptile, which I think is actually going to be the most impactful, creating the Swamp, which allows for a 50% reduction in speed every single turn. Along with that, I really wanted some, good speed control. That's why I have Tornadus here, along with the Bleak Wind Storm, secondary chance effects in the Rainbow. I think that's really cool. And then I wanted something that is going to create incentive to bring Intimidators to try and proc Empoleon competitive. And that is why we have the Booster Energy Roaring Moon and the Choice Band Basculegion, allowing for Rain Dance shenanigans. There's definitely a lot of snow running around as of late, so I think that rain is a good counterpart to that. And overall, I think this team is gonna be pretty fun. We're still pretty low on the ladder. I did a little bit of laddering beforehand to try and get up into a slightly higher tier than beginner. We're up in the Pokeball tier, so competition isn't extremely high, so I'm expecting to get some fun little games out of this. This team is definitely a little wacky, a little off the wall. Tried to get these starters in here. Couple of Pokemon that we haven't used before. I don't think we've had Infernape, Sceptile, or Empoleon on the channel as of yet. So trying to knock maybe 3 off of the list here. Also wanted to shout out Ro. I stole his Roaring Moon set for this team. So with that, let's get over and let's get some battling in. So we have Tornadus Therian, Baxcalibur, Rillaboom, Golden Go, the Galarian Zapdos, and also Chestnut here. So off the bat here, a couple Pokemon that I see that might have some success is the Infernape and the Empoleon. Maybe setting the whatchamacallit, the Rainbow. I think that they each have a decent matchup into this team here. Roaring Moon looks pretty solid as well. Maybe we lead the Infernape plus the Roaring Moon here. And then in the back, I think we bring the Empoleon. We could also lead the Sceptile here. Go Fake Out into a Shed Tail. No, I'm going to leave the Roaring Moon here, I think, and then bring the Empoleon in the back, as well as the Tornadus, I think. Bleak Wind Storm seems pretty strong here. Basculegion, I think, would have been really good as well, but with the Rillaboom and no Rain Setter, I think we maybe had a tough time to actually get that set up. So let's see what we got here. Tornadus plus Bax here. Okay. Can't even see our little Infernape on the far side there. So this place screams to me like fake out into the backs plus a Dragon Dance seems pretty strong here, I think. Fake out and hit the Dragon Dance here. Okay, they are going to set a Tailwind here. That is fine. They flinch here. And we're going to go ahead and just get a Dragon Dance up. We could have taken this Baxi pretty early here, which would have been really nice. But now we are +2. I think what I want to do here is we can actually U-turn off of this Baxcalibur here. The other thing we could do is just click like Aurasphere. But I think we want to U-turn to get into the Tornadus. And then we can get our own Tailwind up. In comes the Galarian Zapdos here. Okay. Glaive Rush into the Roaring Moon there, and we're going to get our U-turn up here nicely. Still have our Sash intact as well. So I think I am going to bring in the Tornadus here. Tailwind plus like Terra Flying knockoff into the Baxcalibur seems pretty safe here. We should be able to get the knockout. The Terra Flying here is strictly to try and protect against a close combat. Roaring Moon has some really good, some decent bulk on just the HP and physical end. A lot of investment there. It might be a Scarf, which is the scary part. Because we probably underspeed like a Scarf Adamant. A Scarf Jolly. So here comes our Baxi here. I'm expecting maybe a close combat. Okay, so we are actually faster, and we do pick up the Baxcalibur here, which is really, really great to see. Is it a close combat, or is it a Brave Bird here? It's a Thunderous Kick. Okay. Not the worst in the world here, for sure. We also have a delayed Tailwind on top of theirs, which is really nice to see. And they won't have a Prankster option as well. In comes the Golden Go actually here. In comes the Goldie here. So something I could potentially see happening here is a, Make It Rain. That seems, pretty straightforward for them. The play is to sack the Tornadus. And click a Bleakwind Storm here. And then also just protect the Roaring Moon, see if they want to Terra the Golden Go, which they actually do not. So this tells me that they probably are Scarfed into Thunderous Kick. They're just a slow variant. Who are we? We're going to miss the Zapdos, which is the one that we actually double miss here. And it is Thunderbolt into the Torn, which actually survives, surprisingly enough. There goes their Tailwind. I'm going to click a Bleakwind Storm here into a... What is scarier to our team here? I think Bleakwind Storm into an Acrobatics here is pretty safe. I guess, the issue is... Like, the Zapdos, I think, just gives us more trouble down the line. The Golden Go is going to target into there. We actually survive on 1 HP. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, we have one more turn of Tailwind here. I think that this is actually a very safe double protect here. We could take that extra turn of Tailwind, but I really want one of my own here as well. And potentially scout out any Terra, which they still haven't committed to, which is decently surprising. They're just going to go for the straight up Bleak Wind Storm here. So now down the line, I am seeing the Golden Go as a much bigger issue than the Tornadus, because our Assault Vested Empoleon should do really well into it. Plus, if we catch a Bleak Wind Storm, stat drop, we should be in decent shape. The only other thing here is that we could go for this KO on the Tornadus and try to just knock it out, so that they don't get a Tailwind up of their own to match it. But I think with the Infernape in the back, even if they do, I'm not too worried. And they're not going to Terra here either, so the Golden Go is going to go down. And Roaring Moon is really putting in some work here. Covert Cloak. That is a weird addition for this for that Pokemon. Not too sure why you would run a Covert Cloak on it, besides maybe Speed Drops? Snarl Drops, I suppose, but it doesn't seem all that impactful in the long run here. So we can bring our Infernape back in with our Empoleon here. We could actually just go for the Pledges here, but I think that it's pretty safe to go for a Fake Out into an Ice Beam here. I could also go for the Icy Wind just to ensure an Underspeed, but I'm not too threatened at the moment by this thing whatsoever. We have a Focus Sash on the Infernape here, and we can just finish this up with a Fire Pledge and an Ice Beam. Alright. So Roaring Moon really stole the show there, but Infernape was really able to put in some work getting that Fake Out onto the Baxcalibur, letting our Roaring Moon get set up, get a free U-turn out, and really lock up the game towards the end there, which was really, really fun. Okay, next up here we have Iron Crown, Excadrill Superior, Gouging Fire, Archaludon, and Primarina. Archaludon is definitely a tough Pokemon, I think, to deal with here. They have no direct Rain Center, which is pretty okay. I think Roaring Moon is good here. I also think Infernape is pretty good here. I think I'm going to go Infernape plus Roaring Moon once again. Like, Legion seems pretty decent all around, I'm not gonna lie. And then maybe bring the... Do we want to bring the Empoleon in the back, or do we want to bring the Tornadus? I think I will bring the Empoleon in the back. Its Steel typing is pretty good, and Water typing is pretty good into a lot of things here. Alright, let's see here. The one thing I like about the lower tiers is that the teams you play are very unique. So we actually have Primarina plus Gouging Fire here. It is not the most ideal lead for us, for sure. Okay, our booster goes for our attack. They are not booster. So what I actually kind of want to do here is bring in the Empoleon and protect. Trying to scout maybe a breaking swipe. That way we can try to get an early boost. It also disincentivizes a future breaking swipe on their part. It's Scale Shot. What? Okay. Okay. Scale Shot, definitely a little freaky here. Plus a Moonblast. See, what I could do here is I could click Icy Wind and then bring in the... Because this will just counter that. Because I don't have a great switch into the double. The other thing I could do here is just Terra and say, like, okay. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to trust in Roaring Moon's bulk here. That it's going to be able to take 2 neutral hits here. Am I maybe a little bit... am I maybe a little bit over, thinking a little bit too much about it? Potentially. But I think that's okay. And it is actually an Earthquake here. Okay. So it's going to do a lot of damage into their Preem as well here. Icy Wind is going to come out. My assumption is that this might be a Salt Vest on the Gouging Fire. And the Moonblast is going to come out here into the Roaring Moon. That is so much damage. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go Flash Cannon into a Protect here. Just trying to scout another Protect here. Give my a Burning Bulwark specifically on there. And there's gonna be a Flare Blitz actually into my Empoleon. That's okay. Because I think that now, on this next turn, a Fake Out into the Primarina plus a knockoff is pretty safe. Fake Out into a... Right? Yeah, knockoff is our strongest move here. So Fake Out goes into the Primarina here, knockoff comes out, and the Gouging Fire goes down. Okay. So that's one really big threat out of the way. Because now we can turn in... It was actually loaded dice. Wow. Okay, because now we can Acrobatics and Aura Sphere here into this Excadrill. Or we can click Fire Pledge, trying to potentially read a Terra here, which I think is a pretty fine idea. Okay, they don't Terra either way. The Acrobatics is going to come in here. It's going to take the Primarina. And the idea here is that the Baskia Legion in the back okay, the Excadrill comes down to Sash here. And then Baskia Legion in the back should have a very strong... The Infernape avoids, which is fine. It's actually fantastic for us. I'm actually happy that the Roaring Moon went down here, because now it gets my Baskia Legion in. To where I can start clicking Last Respects. Or Wave Crash, depending on what we got going on here. Okay, so definitely going to be Last Respects here is what we're going to be looking for. I am once again going to go Fire Pledge into the Excadrill, and then Last Respects into the Arch. It should have no way of knocking me out straight away without the Electro Shot, being able to proc itself here. It is going to be a Terra Flying on this, which is A-okay. We're going to Fire Pledge into that slot. And then we're going to click a Last Respects here. Should be very, very strong. Should do tons of damage, especially with that band. And it actually almost takes the Archaludon straight out here. Terra Flying, Terra Blast. It's probably going to be into the Infernape. It's going to bring us down to our Sash. And then we're going to clean this up here with a Fire Pledge plus Last Respects combo. So we haven't gotten a lot of pledge action in yet. We've seen the moves go out together, but we've only seen it once in combination, so... That was a scary lead that I think we played around decently well there, so... Okay. Very interesting team here with Gastrodon, the Primarina, the Metagross, Garchomp, Galarian Slowking, and the Emboar here. So I do actually think that our pledges do look strong here. The problem is just getting them off. I could lead the Sceptile plus the Infernape and try to go for the grass one. I do think that, like, Terra Bug Empoleon doesn't look terrible here, though. I'm going to bring Infernape plus the Sceptile. I do want to bring the Empoleon in the back. And then I think that's going to be in combination with the Basculegion. Yeah. So if they want to lead the Trick Room route, we can fake out into the Slowking. And then go for like a Shed Tail and bring in the Basculegion. Oh, they have a Sceptile in their photo, so that's awesome. Garchomp plus a Slowking here. Okay. The other thing we could go for here is just for the pledges to do the chip damage. I don't know how much Trick Room actually helps them here. We could also U-turn out into the Slowking and Shed Tail. I kind of want to go pledges. I kind of want to get some chip damage in here. So now I'm not sure if this is going to be based on the, like, what type of damage this is gonna. I mean, that's decent damage altogether. So we will start getting some chip damage here. It is Poison Jab into the Sceptile, which is gonna get the poison. Not super ideal here. That's gonna proc our Unburden. And do they go Trick Room here? It is Eerie Spell. Interesting. I'm not sure what the secondary, if there is a secondary effect to that move. Okay, so it just steals some power points. Get a little bit of chip damage here. Can't get a Shed Tail up, unfortunately. Just too much damage. Thing is, we could go for the double into the Slowking, which I think maybe sets our... I'm going to go into the Garchomp here and just try to get some double damage into it. And they switch the Slowking out. It is going to bring the Gastrodon in. We don't have any amazing answers into that anymore, though. That's the only issue. So they're going to go for a Terra here onto the Chomp. And it is Terra Water. It's Terra Water. I wonder if this works. I should have looked a little bit more into this. Good damage. Yeah, the issue here... Okay, so it's actually Surf. It is Surf into the Gastrodon. Does this pick up Sceptile? Even with the poison? Probably not. There comes our Sea of Fire here. Okay. And there are leftovers on the Gastrodon here. But they also can't Terra. That poison does stink because if they protect here, you know, yikes. I think I do want to bring in the Legion here, though. I think that the Legion is pretty solid in the back here. So what I can do here is I can go for a Last Respects into the Chomp, plus a Grass Pledge into the Gastro here. And once the Sceptile goes down, that's a Gastrodon gone right there. Once Sceptile goes down after this turn, Rock Slide comes out. We're now going to have a very powerful 2 times Last Respects. We get the flinch here. Not super ideal. Would have loved to have taken this here. Empoleon's last here. I don't want to be hit by an Earthquake. A lot less than I want to be hit by a Rock Slide, I believe. In comes the Slowking. So it is regen on it. I think I can go for a Last Respects into... is this all that important? We don't know exactly what they have in the back yet. I'm going to go Last Respects into that. Plus a Terra Bug. Terra Bug, Water Pledge to Slowking. That Rock Slide flinch really stinks. So I'm hoping to see Earth Power. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Last Respects into the Chomp here. I think it's going to be pretty hard for them to... Even if it's like the Embor in the back. And it's actually Toxic. Okay, it's Toxic into the Basculegion. I think that's not the worst thing. Because Embor can't really touch this here. The Sea of Fire is now gone. The Residual was not bad. It's actually Primarina in the back. It's Primarina in the back here. So I think it is a Last Respects into a... Flash Cannon here. Xara Solfest really should do the job for us here. And if they click Protect, our one thing is that us being afraid of... And that's just the Primarina gone. All right. And there is the quit, but we will see the ending go on here. So, wonder if they were trying to just make me lose any rating there. Which, if they succeed in doing so, congrats to them. This team was fun. This team was silly. It was uh, definitely a little hard to get the different pledges up, but fun nonetheless. This is the team here. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.